if I should really try to go for the special points. It's been a minute since I've, yeah, never mind. Fuck that. I've never done it on hardest before. I don't particularly want to die and have to restart again. Just to see if I can actually do it. Bargain decided that scoring in this game and scoring in Shinobi are just not things that really interest me. It's too easy to screw up and accidentally throw a shuriken and just screw up the whole stage. And your option there is either to die and try again or accept it and move on. I don't know. I just don't like playing like that. I like to play strictly for survival in most games. Okay. Got it. But I still like to get the special bonus on 1-1, just because it's easy. That was close. Like every little situation becomes just a little bit more tricky on hardest mode. It's not that drastic. I mean, it's, you know, the difference between hardest and normal is just the projectile speed. And in the cases of these shield guys that throw their shields at you, their projectiles will travel farther as well. They don't come back as soon. Which makes, that's the biggest difference. That's the biggest change. Makes some situations, especially in the final mission, a little much trickier. But it's not that hard to adapt to it. That was kind of close. Overall, it's not that hard of a game. I'd say. It's like there's no random elements in the game. You know, everything is pretty much exactly the same. Every time you come to it, every stage plays out in the same way. been mostly consistent with the train boss. I used to die to him a lot. I don't feel like dealing with it anymore, I'll just bomb him to death. Like I said, I'm not really concerned about score. I think eventually maybe I'll come around and try to go for like a no-death run on hardest. And then following that, maybe a no-death, no-bomb. But I don't know, that's a ways away. Perfectly satisfied with just getting a 1cc on this run. Yeah, these Molotov guys, they'll throw their Molotovs like far more often than they would on normal. Okay. No dead dog. Yeah, the primary difference between the difficulty levels on Shadow Dancer and the difficulty levels on its predecessor, Shinobi, is that in Shinobi, difficulty levels will affect the stage layouts, or not the stage layouts, but the enemy layouts, so that you'll face more or less enemies depending on what difficulty level you're on Shinobi. And in Shadow Dancer, that's not the case. You'll always fight the same number of enemies in the same places. It's just they like I said, the projectiles is mainly the main thing. Is the projectiles are faster, and for projectiles, I mean, and enemies will attack more often. And in the case of the shield guys, their projectiles will fly farther. Which does affect some situations tremendously, the way you can handle some situations. For example, here, I can usually just wait until that, until that fire goes out, and then I can jump up and kill the Molotov guy. How am I gonna do this? I usually just walk right up to him. Okay, there we go. Yeah, in most cases, I mean, in the case of normal mode, I can just wait until the fire goes out, and then jump down, kill him. But he just fires that Molotov way too often for that to be a viable strategy anymore in hardest. So I kind of have to be more precise in my maneuvering. I have to actually like get in between the fire and the enemy. Now, it's a little bit more dangerous. It requires a little bit more precision. It's just little things like that. Okay. to deal with these alligators is you gotta hit them on the tail. Which, you know, as you can see, there's a kind of a limited window of opportunity. If you get hit by them, they'll bounce you into that toxic sludge there, which obviously will kill you. There's nothing you can do about that. If you fall in that sludge, you're dead. You can't bomb out of it or anything. That last jump, it's really easy to jump short on that and just miss the ledge. I've done it plenty of times. It's really annoying because obviously, I mean, that's the end of the level. So it's a really irritating way to die. That was a little early. Excellent. I don't know if that kills me. I don't want to bump into it and find out. Usually that shield that she left behind goes away when you kill her, but occasionally it'll stay on screen. Bonus stages, as you can see, are not very challenging. Just it's pretty much you gotta fire down the center for most of the stage, and then when the guys start coming out on that bottom level, you gotta do this kind of zigzag motion that differs depending on which bonus stage you're on. And if you don't know that zigzag pattern, that bonus stage is really hard. You can't really twitch through it like you can Shinobi's bonus stages. Like, Shinobi's bonus stages are a lot harder to memorize, but you can usually, like, kind of BS your way through it. Whereas there's really no BSing your way through Shadow Dancer's bonus stages. You just kind of gotta know exactly what to do. Which, if you do, that means they're just a lot easier than Shinobi's bonus stages. They're hard in a different way. There we go. I'm in good shape. I usually do pretty well on Mission 4. Mission 3 honestly gives me a lot more trouble. Just because that alligator stage is kind of can be kind of a pain sometimes. Yeah, and that part gets a lot trickier on the hardest difficulty as compared to normal difficulty. Just because you have to jump twice over their shield. You have to jump once when it's coming toward you, and you have to jump again when it comes back. Whereas it doesn't travel that far on normal mode. You only have to jump over it once in normal mode. Shoot. Okay. So I'm gonna try to concentrate now. Try to shut up for a minute. Oh. Whoops. I didn't even mean to kill him there. Man. Not having the best of luck on this. since I've already killed those shield guys, since I've already gotten the bombs they were guarding, they don't spawn again. Okay. There we go. There we go. Perfect. I think I despawned him. Ideally, he would have just crawled off the ledge. But sometimes I just don't get the timing right and he'll jump at you. Sometimes that's bad. That time it was not that bad. Okay, so I got this stage and then we got the final boss. Well, that's the irony in the fact that I said that Mission 4 was not that hard for me, and then, of course, I go and lose like 3 lives on it. And I hadn't lost a life before then. Okay. Wait for this guy to be on the right side. And then fire. Wait for this guy to throw that. Throw again. Walk up. Kill. Send the dog after. Throw, but keep my distance so the flamethrower guy doesn't hit me. And then, good. Kill that guy, he's gonna jump over me. Jump over. Jump over. Perfect. Okay. Same deal as before, except there's 2 shotgun guys now. Rifle guys, or whatever those guys are. Okay, final boss time. I keep her just off screen so she always fires those little ninjas at the same angle. Which ideally means that I will never be in danger. And then crouch walk towards her, but keep my distance. Just fire when I can. I think I got it. Right. Perfect. Oh man. Would have been nice to have not died those couple of times on the waterfall stage, but I can't be unhappy about that run. I cannot be unhappy at all about that. So here's your non-ending. Like absolutely nothing of the story in this game is explained whatsoever. In typical arcade fashion. I mean, at least in Shinobi you got kind of an epilogue, which sounded mysteriously like a prologue. If you've ever seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But in this case, you don't. You get nothing. You're apparently supposed to make sure a rocket launch went through or something. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, I was Shadow Dancer. That was a 1cc on the hardest difficulty. Alright, so